The Frog Prince. A long time ago, in a place not too far from here, there was a princess who loved to go for walks in the woods. One evening she came upon a cool spring of crystal blue water. She took out her golden ball and began throwing it into the air and catching it. Suddenly, she threw it too high, and it fell right into the water. The princess was upset and began to cry.
"Alas, I have lost my favorite possession. I would give all my splendid jewels to have it back."
As she cried, a frog appeared out of the water. "Grant me one wish, and I will retrieve it for you," said the frog. "I do not wish for your fancy jewelry. I wish to live with you and eat from your golden plate and sleep in your warm bed." The princess had an idea.
"I will let this strange talking frog bring me my ball, and then I will leave him here."
So she promised to grant his wish. The frog jumped into the water and soon returned with the ball. The princess was overjoyed. She grabbed the ball and ran back to the castle as fast as she could. The next evening, the princess was sitting down for dinner when she heard a soft knock at the door. Then a voice said, "Open the door, my princess dear. Open the door to thy true love here, and honor the promise to me thou made by the spring so cool in the greenwood shade." The princess ran to the door and opened it. Realizing it was the frog, she closed the door as quickly as possible. She returned to the table looking quite upset.
"There is a terrible talking frog at the door," said the princess. "He retrieved my ball from a spring, and in return, I promised he could live here. I never thought he would make it all this way."
The king, being a very honorable man, replied, "If you made a promise, you must keep it. Let the frog in." The princess opened the door, and the frog hopped up to the table and politely asked the princess to share her golden plate with him. Reluctantly, she did. Once the frog had eaten, he politely asked the princess to take him to her bed to rest. The princess took him and placed him on her pillow. There he slept all night long. At the first light, the frog awoke, hopped downstairs, and left the castle.
"Oh, good," said the princess. "He is gone. I will have to deal with him no more."
But she was mistaken, for the very next night she heard the same knocking at the door. She opened the door. The frog ate his fill, and he slept upon her pillow all night long. In the morning, as the day before, he simply hopped away. Then the frog came again a third night. As she closed her eyes to sleep, the princess wondered how long she would have to endure this awful routine. But the next morning, when the princess awoke, the frog had turned into a handsome prince. He explained how a malicious fairy had turned him into a frog, and the curse was to last until a princess let him eat from her plate and sleep in her bed for 3 nights. "You have broken this cruel enchantment. Now my new wish is that we will return to my father's kingdom, and you will marry me," the prince proclaimed. After a long courtship and becoming the best of friends, the young princess finally replied,
"Yes, I will marry you."
The two of them lived happily together for the rest of their days. The end.